and I'm a realtor with Russell Real Estate. Today I wanted to go over basically this article that showed that Opendoor has actually lost almost $1 billion uh, during the third quarter of 2022. So I'll go through this article, kind of some other articles as well, and then what I think it means to real estate agents and the real estate industry. So basically, it just says 1 year later, from Zillow Offers last year to Opendoor this year. Last year, Zillow Offers lost $422 million in the third quarter. This year, Opendoor lost $928 million. So they're going to be approaching $1 billion just for the third quarter. Of course, some of this is actually in write-downs. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with what that term means, basically it's just when inventory loses value. So basically, when they bought these properties, they bought it with the anticipation that the market was still going up. In fact, they actually paid too much for those properties, and then it's losing some of its value. So basically, it's a result of the shifting in the market, and then it's going to show on their balance sheet as reduced net income, or in this case, a $573 million decrease in their assets that are being held. When you look at Opendoor versus Zillow Offers, which Zillow Offers no longer exists, they shut down their doors. But when you look at them comparing it year over year, Opendoor looks like, wow, they did way, way worse, which I agree that they did to a certain extent. But when you look at basically their net loss per home sold, they were pretty even with Zillow. So they lost $42,000 per home sold, whereas Zillow lost $39,000. The write-down on their homes, so they ended up basically losing value by about $34,000 per home that they purchased then. So overall, this is one reason why I say do not trust those online valuations. So the automated valuation models, the AVMs, the Zestimates, whatever you're looking at, they use algorithms to determine what a price point for the home value is supposed to be. And that's basically what Zillow Offers was making their offers on. And that's similar to what Opendoor is making their offers on direct to homeowners. And obviously, those numbers were off. Otherwise, they would not have lost nearly $1 billion then. So basically, they say why it matters. Zillow faced a similar situation last year and subsequently shut it down. Cause and effect in each case is similar, but the paths forward differ because, again, Zillow Offers, they shut down that program, and Opendoor is planning on continuing theirs despite these losses. So as we go through here, once again, it just says on a home or per home basis, each company incurred similar losses. Zillow's decision likely protected the company from at least $1 billion of additional losses. So when you go back through, and I'll just pull up the Zillow losses here. So this was a report from February of 2022. That's from The Real Deal. New York Times, that one's a little older. That's the November 2021. And then Wall Street Journal, February of 2022. Again, Zillow losing $881 million. So major financial losses for Zillow last year. Whereas, let's go back to this, if I can get to it. Whereas Opendoor is planning to endure at least 6 more months of unprecedented financial losses. So Opendoor is making changes to how they're approaching the market because the market has shifted. So they're buying fewer homes, and the homes that they are buying, they're making lower offers. I assume that they're also going to be showing their fees, and they're going to be a lot more open to the homeowners as far as what they are actually presenting, because that's where they got in hot water earlier this year. So actually, it was in August that Opendoor was fined $62 million for cheating home sellers. Basically, they said, oh, well, you're going to get X amount, which is going to be more than you'd get on the open market. And it turned out to not be true. So, as you can see from LA Times, Arizona Family, all of these reputable news sites, Opendoor did get hit with a $62 million fine for misleading the customers that they were working with as well. So, buying fewer homes, making lower offers, hopefully being more transparent there. They actually launched a asset light marketplace where it connects buyers and sellers. I have not looked too much into this, but essentially it sounds like they are dipping their toes as a wholesaler, where they're becoming the middleman, where they're not actually taking ownership of the property. They're just saying, hey, buyer, here's some sellers, here's the fee or the cut that I want for it as well. And then they also shut down their mortgage operation, Opendoor Home Loans, just because there are fewer home purchases being made right now. So they're just getting rid of that arm of their company then. For the key learnings, it just says that it's a very challenging market for iBuyers, just based on the sudden market volatility, and a lot of that has to do with the rapidly rising interest rates. So, of course, everybody may look like a genius when interest rates were at 2 or 3% and home prices were appreciating like crazy, and for no other reason than it was artificially basically incentivizing these buyers to jump into the housing market, and that's where we were getting all of these bidding wars. So it's easy to make money in that environment when the interest rates go up to 7.5%, more than doubling what it was last year. Then it becomes much harder. And these iBuyers that are just buying at scale and mass, and just based off of an algorithm, that's where they really start losing their shirts then. So, at the desired scale that iBuyers want to operate at, the results of downward pricing pressure can be financially catastrophic, as you see them losing nearly $1 billion this quarter. And then, they do say that moving forward, asset light, which is the program that they're calling it, and not actually buying the house is going to take more prominence then. So overall, I just thought that this was interesting. I do think that how it affects real estate agents, this is actually good for agents because I know that it was becoming a big thing within the past couple of years where they're saying, oh, agents are obsolete. We're just going to have all of these iBuyers and it'll just be easier to sell your home to an iBuyer and then they're going to flip the home or whatever the case may be. But I think that this is showing between the misleading statements from Opendoor and between their actual valuation systems not really working. I think that companies and iBuyers are going to have a hard time actually gaining traction. And I think it's a good thing for real estate agents as long as you're demonstrating your value, because you don't want to just be the agent who puts a house up on the MLS with your iPhone photos and you don't market the property, or you're just calling for highest and best and you're not really working in your client's best interest to try to maximize what they can get as a seller. Or as a buyer, you should be more than a buyer's agent, I should say. You should be more than just somebody who goes and opens the door to let them in and show the property. You need to demonstrate value, whether it's a construction background, a finance background, working with preferred lenders, preferred remodelers, different things like that, where you can provide value and then really negotiate well on your client's behalf as well. So that's just what I see, in the market right now. If you have any questions, I'm based out of Northeast Ohio, primarily in the Cleveland area. If you do have any questions about that area, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to sit down and have a conversation, or just have an interesting phone call with you. Thanks, and have a great day.